Hi and welcome back to Kingsclear. This is the December update, so Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. First, before I get on to what we've done, a couple of shout outs. Firstly, to each and every one of you who subscribed. We passed the 500 subscriber mark a couple of weeks ago, so that was great. Thank you very much. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. That will keep you up to date with all the developments here at Kingsclear Model Railway. Also, second shout out. Now, to be honest with you, I was going to do a Christmas spectacular, but I had a look at Dillington Model Railway's Christmas spectacular, and it is phenomenal. So there's nothing I could have done that got anywhere close. So big shout out to Dylan and James there. Absolutely fantastic. And if you want to see Father Christmas disappearing down a chimney, please have a quick look. So what we'll do now is I'll give you a quick update of where we are here, and then we'll go on to how we got to this position. So starting with the main lines, the tunnel is now glued into position, has been weathered. The area above it is still drying, but can't be fixed into position. I need to actually put all of the ground cover on that before I can put that into position. As you can imagine, I just won't be able to get into that area once it's glued into position. So bit of a modular type of exercise there. The retaining wall, as you can see, is now looking really quite good. Bit of veg on there and definitely weathered up. Got the mole post in there and got the lids onto the catch pits. That area still needs a lot more work doing, but obviously it will just take time. The two over bridges are weathered, and again they can't be put into position until that back scene's done as well, so bit of a waiting game, but they're getting a good position. The roadway needs a bit more work, in fact quite a lot of work, but to be honest with you, I still need to complete this area here. So once this area is done, the whole roadway itself will come together. The other thing, as you might notice here, is I've actually got a little bit of a compound. I've got a couple of these lorries. They both need rebranding and a bit of weathering down. Whether they stay orange or turn into a different colour, I'm not too sure at the moment. But yeah, looking forward to doing that bit area there. Maybe put an arc welder into the building, do some, I don't know, something interesting in that regards. So in regards to the track, both the loading road and the run round road with that head shunt there, all ballasted up now. Also all the sleepers and rail have been painted. Foreground area here, all been painted up, just now waiting for the veg to be put on it. This is an area I did the other day, and as you can see, as we move round, there's a bit of an open ditch running all the way along that face there. Now that requires a bit more grass and etc. to be put into that area. Also a fence line, I found that I've run out of fences again, so an order has gone in for the fencing. Moving up to this awkward end, I think putting that bridge in there now has made it really quite, it's worked really well, I think, personally. And as you can see, it's just behind the buffer stop, so where the crib ballast was, where the track had been removed, that's been done as well. So it's getting there. Obviously once it's all vegged up and lots of overgrowth in the background there, sorry, you'll see that just disappear, and I'm quite happy with that. The back scene itself has all been sanded down, primed up and sanded again. I'm just waiting for the ID back scene to be put on it. I've decided I'm going to leave that right until the last minute now, so I'm going to do all of this work, so I just don't want to get any marks whatsoever onto that. So looking at the background, again, all been put into position, just waiting now for the veg to go on it. This area has had the veg, but it just still needs a lot more weathering. The actual chalk face as well, again, lots more weathering needed to be done. And as you can see, some of the lumps of clay I've just put at the bottom there, do need to do a little bit of work on those, but I think the effect is pretty much where I wanted it. This area just needs a lot more weathering and toning down. The mirror has worked out brilliantly. As I move around there, you can see you get that excellent reflection. Now I have used some liquid puddle material, which I think well, there you go, I'll just show you. It's AK puddles, absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good. And that basically little ditch runs down beyond obviously the tipplers, and then obviously that will run out into that area there. So yeah, so that's where we are to now. What you'll see now is a few videos of how we got to that, and then I'll catch you on the end. With all the main landscaping now painted and dry, I moved on to the track. So I removed the protective tape that I had on the track, painted all of the sleepers and the rail. Not sure that's best focused in now, which is an incredibly tedious process, as you can imagine. And to be honest with you, there are certain areas that I do need to now go back into and just touch up. So once that's dry, I'll move on to the next stage, which in effect is using the DAS clay to actually put it in between all of the sleepers, what we call the crib. Just remember obviously that these tracks were basically just dumped on top of whatever the ground was. So it was all light rail, so there was no ballast really. There was a little bit of ballast around the switch, which I will put on, a little bit of ballast in that area, and in the tunnel there was a bit of ballast, but generally the actual plain line units were just basically laid onto the chalk there, and that's what I'm going to try and replicate now. So let me do this bit of painting, all these touching up on the rail, let that dry, and then we'll get cracking on that and see what that effect looks like. After what feels like an age, we're now in a position that all the main structural work has been done in regards of the quarry. As you can see, the sculptor mould itself actually lends itself really nicely to a face of a chalk quarry, and the use of the DAS clay to give that edge really does set it off. I've also completed all of the chalk inserts in between the sleepers, which was incredibly tedious. Obviously we all know how tedious ballasting is, but this was something special. The mirror does seem to work quite well. As you can see, it does definitely look like water. I think once I put some other products on that, that'll look really good. The S&C, as I said, I have ballasted, and I'll dirty that down. The entrance and the portal looks really good. Obviously a lot of it has been got a bit of dirt and stuff on that, so it all needs painting up. And the track itself all the way through until about now, where we go back onto what was ballasted, going out towards the end. Now I'm okay with that, because when you look at the actual bank itself and the embankment coming down, it's naturally there or thereabouts where you would have obviously come out of the chalk onto the made land, the man-made land, which most probably wouldn't have been, well, potentially would have been chalk, to be honest with you. Most would have had a capping layer of clay to seal it, more than likely. So I'm okay with that. And as I say, once the vegetation in this area is done, it will look quite good. Still not sure about that. I think it looks okay. I think once obviously a lot of vegetation's put around it, that weathering sign, well, look I should say, of the chalk will look quite good. So yeah, so it's just a case now of letting it all dry, and then once it's all dry, applying the paint, especially to the soil areas. And again, the issue is obviously the sculptor mould. It does look like chalk, and I'm really not too looking forward to painting it, so I might just paint areas around it where this this DAS is meant to be white, but it's more of a very light grey, but as you can see, it really does stand out against the DAS and the sculptor mould. This is actually dry now. As you can see, it's still quite a light grey, where this is obviously wet, so it's slightly darker. So yeah, so it's coming on well. Quite pleased with it. It does look exactly how I was trying to get it, so that's obviously a bit of a bonus. And let's see how we get on going forward. I do hope you enjoyed watching those videos of showing you how we got to where we are now. As I say, it is a big project, so I knew it wasn't going to take 5 minutes. To be honest with you, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would do, but I think the actual outcome's getting there, so I'm quite pleased. Anyway, if you're working over Christmas, have a good one. Hopefully not too many issues and you get back to your loved ones as quick as possible. For those that are at home, please make sure it's a peaceful Christmas and a really, really happy New Year's. Apart from that, I will see each and every one of you in 2025. Say if you haven't already subscribed, please do. That keeps you up to date with any developments here at Kings Kin Model Railway. If you've got any questions or comments, please just drop them in. I really try to get back to each and every one of you as soon as possible. And apart from that, it's just for me to say have a really, really Merry Christmas and a great New Year's, and I'll see you next year.